Hey friends, so I hate food waste and I have a leftover ham bone with some meat on it. So we are making ham and potato soup. So you just want to chop up carrot, celery, and onion, and you're going to put that into a big soup pot with some olive oil. And then you're going to saute that about 7 to 8 minutes. I started with a base recipe, which I'll put in my caption where I got it. And then I did make quite a few changes, some on purpose and some because I made a mistake. So then I just put some salt and pepper on there. And you're just going to stir it around and saute it for, like I said, about 7 or 8 minutes. I'm just getting the ham and the potatoes ready here. Then you're gonna add about 2 cloves of garlic, or in my case, jarlic. I was almost out, so I just basically put the rest of it in there, but I love garlic, so do it based on your taste. And then you're gonna saute it with the garlic for another minute or so. Then you're gonna take the whole ham and put it in there with the soup. And this is one of those mess ups. So you're supposed to add 6 cups of chicken stock, but I realized I only got the 4 cup one. So I had this beef broth in my pantry. So I did that. And then I'm also gonna add, I made some more because I wanted more liquid in mine. I did like a cup and a half of water with like a tablespoon of chicken bouillon that I added in there. And then you're also gonna add this a couple of sprigs of thyme and a couple of bay leaves. Bay leaves. There's certain words I say funny. And that was the bouillon water I was telling you guys about. So once you put the water in there, you want to bring it up to a boil. And then you're going to turn it down and let it simmer for 45 minutes. So then after the 45 minutes, you're going to add your potatoes in and cook it for another 15 minutes or so. And then after that, I'm checking if the potatoes are fork tender. They weren't quite there, so I decided I'd take the ham out and let the potatoes cook a little bit longer because you do need to chop up the ham and get all the meat off of the bone. So I let the potatoes cook while I was carving off the rest of the ham. And then once you have it all carved off, you're going to chop it into little cubes. And then the potatoes were soft here, so I turned it down a little bit and then I pureed it or blended it. It said in the recipe to only blend half and leave the rest so you have like a texture and everything, but I decided to just rough blend the whole thing. So there were still things you needed to bite into. I didn't blend it completely smooth, but I did blend the entire pot. I did take the sprigs out of thyme and the bay leaves. So then you're going to put your ham back in. And I think she said to put a 4th cup of heavy cream. I just put the whole thing in there. That's another change I did. As well as I decided to put what I had left of my shredded cheese in there. And I also added some red pepper. So you're just going to heat that all up and mix it all together. Add salt and pepper to taste. You know, the potatoes soak up a lot of salt. So you probably want to salt it a little bit more than you normally would. And then I also made some homemade garlic bread. And then we served it up. I like it spicy, so I added a little bit of red pepper on the top of the soup and my little slice of garlic bread. And now we have more leftovers from that ham. Bye, guys!